Okay guys, quick one on death awareness and how it is not all pervasive in our Western culture and Western society. In fact, if you look at Asian cultures, a lot of cultures, traditional hunter-gatherer cultures, it was a lot more pervasive, a lot more upfront, a lot more open, a lot more seen. But for some reason, our Western culture, it's hardly ever seen, it's hardly ever talked about. It's not seen as a benefit. I think that's the reason why it's seen as a nasty side effect. They don't show dead bodies on TV because they're too disgusting for people yet. People are dying every second in all places all around the world. That's not my issue really. I'm trying to understand why Western culture has not got a society where we think at any stage really, apart from when it's too late and we're 80 years old and we're gonna die. Why is it not there? I believe that the Western society has set it up on purpose because they want Western people like myself, to not think about something. They want us to be consumers, basically. Western culture is all about consumerism. It's all about taking. It's all about making a bit of money and buying stuff that we don't need, or buying stuff to impress other people, buying stuff that we think is going to buy us happiness. It's all about instant gratification in our culture. Buy this, buy that, eat fast food because it tastes good. Don't worry about health. Smoke because smoking relieves the stress, but don't worry if it gives you lung cancer. That's not an issue. Take illegal drugs because don't worry, that'll kill you in 20, 30 years time. It's only going to kill you tomorrow. In actual fact, it can. You see what I'm doing here? What I'm doing is I'm saying that Western culture is instant gratification culture. Western culture is not about delayed gratification. Remember the marshmallow test, 1974. The kids that, the little 2-year-olds that took into delayed gratification, whichever means, tended to be more successful than the ones that didn't. Now that's a key to success actually. Delayed gratification, as in the marshmallow test, proved that the kids that are more successful were the ones that were likely to delay gratification and not eat the marshmallow straight away, wait for 2. They waited 50 minutes to eat 2. The ones that ate straight away turned out to be less successful in life. And the Western culture encourages us, I believe, the average person to be less successful by watching X Factor, watching meaningless drivel TV, having a meaningless job. Just surviving. Western culture teaches us to survive. Western culture teaches us about instant gratification. Take. Let's eat fast food because it's good. Don't worry about it killing me. Like I said, cigarettes. Don't worry about smoking it. It kills you. You know, drink alcohol. Get yourself rise below the level of consciousness. Don't worry about what you think. You know, you can die. Whatever. Blah blah. The point is, instant gratification culture and the all-pervasive idea in Western society of like socializing with your mates, feeling good in the moment, is against what death is. Because let's face it, in a Western society culture, the majority of us, not all of us, I hope the majority, it doesn't matter who it is or whatever, because fate is whatever, fate, we're going to die. The point is that the majority of us in a Western culture, with good medicine, good foods and all that kind of stuff, we're going to, not good foods, but you know what I mean, with a culture that keeps us alive for a long time, as in a Western culture, we are going to die at about 70, 80 years old. And for a 20-year-old, 25, 30, 40-year-old, what is the point, this is how people think, what is the point of thinking about something that is so far in the future? Especially to people that have been brought up with a culture of instant gratification. That not just been brought up in a culture of instant gratification by their parents and friends and TV and all that stuff, and not reading books, but also they actually act on it. They actually become it. Once it becomes a habit, it's instant gratification, like take, worry about the moment, socialise with friends, feel good in the moment, boost my day up, sleep, start again, boost my emotions, sleep, start again, build towards something new, nah, fuck it, it's 34 years down the line, fuck it, 34 years, work hard, be successful, fuck it, takes too much work, shit. That's the Western culture. And in a culture like that, something like death, it's going to take 60, 70, 80 years time to happen for the majority of us, let's be honest here. What's the point, people say, of thinking about something that's so far in the future? In the same way that people in the Western culture are brought up to say, what's the point of mastery of one subject? What's the point of learning something to enjoy the process? I just want the results. That's what people like. I just want the results. I want the results now. And if you can't give me results now, I'm not going to go through 30 years of a process to become a master of a specific subject. I'm not going to do that. In the same way they're not become master of any subject, which is going to make them successful, people aren't going to bother thinking about death, because to them it's 70 years in the future. And then even if they do kind of get their head around, okay, it might be 70 years in the future, but I'm going to think about it now, they'll think, what's the point of thinking about it? Well, in actual fact, the point of thinking about death is the thing that gives us life in the first place. Death is the thing that makes our life meaningful. It's the thing that gives value to everything that we do. The fact that we've only got one shot, we've only got one life, we've only got a certain limited amount of days, we don't even know where we're going to go. That's what makes life meaningful. So to these idiots that think that, not even idiots, just people that have been brought up in a culture and are taking instant gratification too seriously, they're not going to bother thinking about something that is more useful to their lives than anything they can buy with any kind of money. Time is money, and ultimately you're going to die. Time is money. You can't. You can have all the riches in the world. You can't take back time. Once time is gone, that's it. So if you went and you actually thought, if we had a society that was more encouraging to people to think about death, and our death specifically, the fact that we are finite, we are going to die. If you went and dwelled on that for a second, if you went and you made a habit, fucking hell, if you didn't make a habit, just dwell on it for a second, you're going to die. That's going to change your life profoundly, because you're going to think, okay, I'm going to die. What do I want to achieve? What do I want the world to remember me for? Do I want the world to remember me for as just being another ordinary human being that had a little impact beyond my friends and family and social circle? Or do I want to have massive impact by changing the world, by inspiring people, by making the world a much, much better place? Am I going to push myself to give the best before I go? Or I'm going to, like I said, make a tiny footprint in the sand and have my friends and family love me, and that's about it, and I'm gone. I'll never be remembered. It's your choice at the end of the day, but death can help you. Thinking about death can help you reorientate yourself towards a more meaningful life, a life of pushing yourself to become the best version of yourself, a life of legacy, of inspiration, of doing something that is not all about you and your selfish, petty life and social circle, but something that's greater than you, something that will have a lasting impact on the world that you have left behind. Because remember this, death is always it's something we all share. We all have to go through this process. We are all going to leave this world. So it's our choice how we want to be remembered, whether we want to inspire people, how we want other people to think of us when we're gone, and how we want to leave this world for the next generation of our children and our children's children and our children's children and our children's 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 children. That's how far we go. We should go with delayed gratification. Think of the future. Think of generations ahead. I just want to make that quick point though about the main one is that people don't think about something that's so far ahead because most people can't see past the end of their noses. And society doesn't help. Our parents don't help. Teachers and school especially does not help. Although school will argue that, oh, you study for 3 or 4 years and then you get a result, or you study 3 or 4 years to get a doctor. It's kind of true. It's a little bit better than the person that's watching X Factor and just going out and socialising and sleeping and doing the same shit and eating garbage food. Maybe, but the point is that you're not leaving a legacy by studying for something you don't even own passionate about. Always choose your passions. But I'm diverting off the topic completely, and I just wanted to make that death is something that's not all pervasive in society, because yeah, it's too long in the future. Anything that's too far in the future, most humans are we are either biologically wired or we're just not conditioned to think about. But my point is that you want to be thinking about things far in the future. You want to have the balance. You don't want to be thinking going too extreme and thinking so much in the future and working so hard that you forget to have a social life and forget to enjoy yourself and forget to do what other normal humans do. It's just a balance between pushing really hard, like 80-90% of your life with things that are going to leave legacy in the world and make an impact, and then 10% on maintaining the other things that other human beings do, like socializing, having friends and eating shitty food and all that kind of shit that makes your life fun and worth living in the moment. So peace, and it's got a lot of value. Yeah.